A flock of birds is sitting calmly in a field picking through the grass like nothing important is happening. For a while, it feels completely ordinary. A few wander farther from the group, others stop and peck at something you can't see, and if you looked away for a second, you wouldn't expect to miss anything. And then the whole flock rips into the sky like something exploded beneath them. Hundreds of wings hit the air, and the birds that were scattered a moment ago move suddenly like a single shape across the open blue. In that moment, you probably think something scared them or a nearby threat appeared. Researchers studying flock behavior noticed something that didn't quite fit the explanation. During certain escapes, the reaction seemed to spread through the group faster than most of the birds could have gathered information for themselves. That's the part that gets stuck in your head. How the heck does a flock make a decision before most of the flock knows why the decision is being made? The answer turns out to have very little to do with one bird, because there's one detail in this story that makes the entire thing feel physically impossible. To find the detail, the first scientists who studied this did the obvious thing. They went looking for the bird that started it because they assumed there was a leader bird. They recorded the flock behavior and slowed the escapes down, frame by frame, hunting for the trigger. Somewhere inside the burst of motion, one bird should have moved first, and somewhere in the footage, there should have been a clear signal that explained everything after it. But the research produced an even stranger problem. The deeper they went into the film, the harder it got to point to a leader at all. From the outside, the escape looked obvious, but up close, the movement was already spreading across the flock before any one bird stood out as the cause. So they stopped asking which bird was responsible and started measuring how fast the escape spread. This is when the real problem showed up. You see, when a flock changes direction, that swerve does not hit every bird at once. It starts with a few birds and ripples outward across the group. Each bird joins a split second after the bird beside it, like a wave moving through a crowd during a sporting event. That ripple is what researchers wanted to measure, and at first, the speed of it sounds like it should be no mystery at all. A better camera should explain it. Slower footage should expose the moment everyone missed. But even when the footage got better, the mystery still got worse. Because when researchers timed how fast the wave traveled from one side of the flock to the other, it was moving far faster than it should have been able to. If each bird were simply watching the bird beside it move and then reacting, the wave could only spread so fast, capped by how long one bird takes to notice something and respond. But bird reactions appeared to be 3 times faster than realistically possible. Pretty strange, huh? The number breaks the obvious story. A flock cannot pass a danger signal hand to hand, one bird reacting to the next, and still move that fast. The reaction times don't add up. So whatever is traveling through the flock is not a chain of birds responding one after another, it is something faster. And if the flock isn't following one bird, the thing making the decision may not be a single bird at all. A flock can move faster than any single bird is able to react. That speed sounds impossible, and it is exactly what keeps these birds alive. The reason comes down to what they are up against out in the wild. A flock feeding in a field is always in caution mode because a threat does not announce itself and wait for every bird to look up. By the time a bird at the edge has seen the danger and understood it, the threat might have already done the damage. So the flock has a hard rule. It has to start escaping before most of its birds even know what is happening or why. There is no time to pass a warning around the group, and no time for each bird to check the danger for itself. There's no bird group text chat for impending threats. That leaves one strange question. If no bird is in charge and there is no time to warn the rest, what is each bird actually watching in the half second that decides whether it lives? This is where the obvious version of the story begins to break. You imagine the bird looking for a predator, a shadow crosses the grass, something dangerous appears, then the escape begins. And sometimes, yes, that may be exactly what happens. But in these rapid flock reactions, many birds are watching something much closer than the predator. They are watching each other. A tiny shift in speed, a slight change in angle, a ripple of movement rolling toward them before the rest of the group has caught up. Those signals can matter more than the original threat because most of the flock may never even see the danger. Birds at the center of the flock might not know that a serious danger approached the edge of the flock. They simply see their fellow winged friends suddenly behave in a panic, and in a flock, that can be enough. But there's something uncomfortable about that, because it means a bird can flee from danger it never saw. Its body can become part of a decision before its brain has the full story. That sounds reckless until you remember what survival demands. An animal that waits for the perfect information may wait too long. The safer choice is often to trust the pattern around you. If enough nearby birds react with enough urgency, hesitation becomes dangerous. So the flock doesn't need every bird to understand, it only needs the reaction to spread fast enough. That is the detail that makes the field scene so strange. The flock can look informed before most of the birds inside it actually are. As a human, you know this feeling all too well. A crowd suddenly moves in a panic and your body notices before your mind catches up. People in front of you start moving faster, and without thinking, your attention sharpens. Traffic begins braking far ahead, and your foot is already hovering over the brake pedal before you know what caused it. The reason this feels familiar is simple. Groups carry information in ways individuals don't always notice. A person can react to a reaction, so can a bird. The difference is that birds have turned this into something brutally efficient. Their lives depend on it, and over time, the flock becomes more than a gathering because it's built on a warning system of fast motion that favors safety first and clarity second. So back to our original question. How does a flock make a decision before they even know why the decision is being made? The answer turns out to be pretty simple. A bird in the middle does not wait for the bird beside it to move and then react. It sees the wave of motion coming from farther down the group, and it times its own flight to meet that wave as it arrives, which means it is already peeling away before the danger that started everything has had time to reach its eyes. Researchers compared it to the chorus line of dancers, where each person sees the kick coming down the row and fires on cue rather than reacting to the leg right next to them. The dancers look perfectly synced, but no one is following the person beside them. They are all answering the same wave. It's why the effect feels smooth and organic versus choppy and uncoordinated. Each bird times its flight to the wave instead of to the bird in closest proximity. That is what lets the flock outrun the reaction time of any single bird. One bird takes off, and the motion travels outward like a wave, and every bird along its path meets it on time, which makes the whole flock snap into one shape as if it shared a single mind. Soon, the original cause matters less than the wave itself. The flock can produce a coordinated escape from incomplete knowledge, because no bird needs the full truth. Each one only needs to see the wave coming and answer it at the right moment. Freaking fascinating. Because if a flock can share danger this quickly, you have to wonder what else birds are passing between each other. So the next time you see birds launch from a field, don't just look for what scared them. Watch the timing. Watch how fast the scattered pieces become one moving shape. What looks like chaos may be a decision forming in the open air. And that is only one version of how strange birds can get, because some birds don't just react to danger in the moment. They can actually recognize individual human faces, remember them for years, and somehow make sure other birds know who to watch. So if a flock exploding into the sky feels impossible, then watch this next video about a bird who saw a human face and refused to forget.